The medicated marriage, the death of authentic love, the chemical veil. Your wedding photos are a lie. That smile on your face as you cut the cake, it wasn't joy. It was a chemical byproduct. We are living through the greatest biological deception in human history. 1 in 4 American couples is currently trapped in a medicated marriage. They aren't in love with each other. They are in love with the way their partner feels through a filter of selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors and synthetic hormones. Modern society tells you that working on your mental health is the key to a stable relationship. They lied. What they call stability is actually emotional castration. We have replaced raw, visceral human connection with a polite, numbed-out truce. You aren't growing together. You are coexisting in a medically induced coma. Think about your spouse right now. Do you actually love them, or do you just have enough Lexapro in your system to stop caring that you don't? The biological bait and switch. Let's talk about the science they don't want you to hear. For decades, women have been placed on hormonal birth control during their prime dating years. Science has proven repeatedly that these hormones alter a woman's scent preference and attraction markers. You met him while your biology was being hijacked by a pill. You chose a provider because the medication suppressed your natural instinct for a protector. Then you got married. You decided to start a family. You went off the pill, and suddenly you woke up next to a stranger. The rebound effect is real, and it is devastating. We are seeing a 2026 spike in gray divorces because the chemical veil is finally lifting for the 35 to 60 demographic. You spent 20 years building a life with someone your DNA actually rejects. If you think your marriage is just going through a rough patch, ask yourself, is it the relationship or prescription finally wearing off? The data of deceit. If you're already angry, wait until you see what the data says about your own family. Statistics show the household with 2 or more prescriptions for mood stabilizers have a higher rate of functional isolation. You're eating dinner together, but nobody is home. We've traded passion for peace, but this peace is a graveyard. In the 1950s, they called it Mother's Little Helper. Today, it's a lifestyle. We pathologize a normal friction of marriage. Instead of solving the conflict, we numb the brain so the conflict doesn't hurt. But pain is a signal. And when you kill the signal, the house burns down while you're sleeping. Are you happy, or are you just heavily managed? The performance dating epidemic. Welcome to the era of performance dating. Everyone is on their best behavior because everyone is chemically optimized. We have a generation of men and women who have never interacted with each other while fully conscious of their own natural emotions. Anxiety is gone, but so is the spark. Fear is gone, but so is the drive to protect. We are building step-forward suburbs. Look at your neighbors. They look perfect. Their lawn is manicured. Their kids are in soccer. But behind closed doors, they haven't touched each other in 3 years. They aren't content. They are hollowed out. The pharmaceutical industry has become the third party in your marriage. They are the silent moderator of your bedroom. They decide when you feel, how you feel, and if you feel at all. How does it feel to know your most intimate moments are actually a 3-way interaction between you, your spouse, and a billion-dollar laboratory? The shadow of the past. You might think this is progress, but history proves otherwise. Every collapsing civilization in history turned to escapism and numbing agents before the fall. The Romans had their lead line wine. We have the pharmacy. We are breeding the aggressiveness out of men and the intuition out of women. We are creating a beige world. If you feel a sense of dread reading this, that's your soul trying to wake up, but the world tells you that dread is just a chemical imbalance. They want you back in line. They want you back on the regimen because a person who feels nothing is a person who buys everything. The Great Divorce and the 2026 crash. Why is 2026 the breaking point? Because the medicated generation has hit the wall. The kids are gone. The distractions are over. Now it's just you, your spouse, and the crushing realization that you have nothing in common. The Great Divorce isn't tragedy. It's an awakening. It's a sound of thousands of people realizing they've been living a lie for 25 years. But here is the existential dread. You can't get those years back. You traded your most vibrant years for a medicated safety net. You chose a safe partner because your medication told you to. Now the side effects are weight gain, low libido, and a soul-crushing boredom that no dose can fix. Is your stable marriage actually just a slow-motion suicide of spirit? The uncomfortable truth. Stop and look at your wedding ring. Does it represent a bond of souls or a contract of convenience? If you're offended by this, ask yourself why. Truth doesn't need to defend itself. Only a lie gets defensive. We are told that medication saves marriages. But what if it's just prolonging the agony? What if those couples were supposed to break up so they could find someone they actually had chemistry with? By saving the marriage, we are destroying the individuals. The societal decay beyond the bedroom. The medicated marriage is just a symptom of a medicated society. We can't handle reality, so we've outsourced our emotions to corporations. This has created a vacuum of leadership and a surplus of compliance. In the 35 to 60 demographic, you are supposed to be the leaders. You are the pillars of the community. But how can you lead when you're chemically insulated from the world's problems? Your children see it. They see the glassy-eyed stare at their parents. They see the lack of genuine passion, and they are following your footsteps, starting the cycle even earlier. We're losing the ability to feel high stakes. And without high stakes, life is just a waiting room for death. The uncomfortable future. Imagine a world where natural love is considered a mental illness, where the raw, chaotic, beautiful friction of an unmedicated relationship is seen as toxic or unstable. We are almost there. If you aren't level, you're broken. But the level ground is where nothing grows. The peaks and valleys of human emotion are where the art is. It's where the legacy is. We are trading our humanity for a smoother ride. But where's the car actually going? The final blow. There's no happy ending here. There's no 5-step plan to fix this. You are either living an authentic life or you're living a curated chemical one. You cannot have both. Every night, millions of Americans lay down next to someone they don't actually know. They are two ghosts haunting a house they bought with money they earned at jobs they hate. The medicated marriage isn't a solution to modern stress. It is the ultimate surrender. You've been told that staying together for the kids or keeping the peace is a noble path. But if your entire marriage requires prescription to survive, are you actually a partner or are you just a long-term patient? And if the pills disappear tomorrow, would your spouse even recognize a person screaming at them from across the breakfast table?